Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
Morning at 3 a.m. Cause that's when I start my grind in. And I got no time for stumbling and chit chat talk with the fake friends. I'm on my grind, yeah. I'm on my grind. You need to drive, I'm on my grind.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to Kingdom Business Builder with Clay Clark. And here he is, Clay Clark, America's coach.
Super Dave, I'm excited to be here with you. I've got nothing but good news, and I want to share this with everybody out there watching today's show. We have a listener by the name of Jay Poole, and I want to praise the effort, the diligence, the kindness, and the courage of Jay Poole. Jay is not a guy who wanted to hop on the Thrive Time show and share a testimonial. But he is a guy who was stuck in business for 20 years. Dave, this guy's been stuck for 20 years. He's in Seattle, okay? I'm not exaggerating, folks. There's over 600 competitors. He's a heating, ventilation, air conditioning business. Over 600 competitors, Dave. He's been in business for 20 years. His business was barely making it. Listen to this success story.
It's been tremendous. I can't say enough about it. Carter keeps me accountable. He keeps me focused on working on the business and implementing things that we need to work on to keep growing the business. When we first started with you, I had 4 employees, and now I'm up to 10 employees. And it's all because of the work we're getting. We're getting more and more work. Clay, I was suffocating. I was like I said, I was doing the business since 2009, and everything was going through me. And at a point, it's a breaking point, and that's where I think businesses just cave in and give up. And I found you on Rumble, and I started listening to you, and I told myself that it's possible. This guy's system is possible, and I can see hope, and I could keep the business going. And I just encourage people, if you're on the fence, get off the fence and try it. What do you have to gain? Everything. There's a proven path. There's a way to get through it, and there's hope, and the vision becomes clear. You're not stuck. I would join and learn from them and implement, be a diligent doer. Just, does it happen in one day? No. Does it happen in 1 week? No. But if you're just willing to keep trying and peck at it, you'll see it turning. You'll see some improvement, and you'll get hope, and your vision will clear up. It's Jay Poole, and my web address is absoluteheatingcooling.com. We're pretty much a suburb of south of Seattle, and so we service the West Seattle.
Now, Dave, this is a real person. I think you can sense he's got that humble confidence. He is a believer. His website is absoluteheatingcooling.com. And Dave, he had never heard of His Glory in a lot of these ministries before the conference. We did this business conference, and he came to the event expecting to learn, search engine optimization and web development and photography and video and workflow design and bookkeeping and all those things. But he walked away having his life transformed, learning about what God had to say about business growth. And again, Dave, this is a guy in Seattle. He traveled to the workshop, wasn't expecting to see Julie Green, wasn't expecting to see people that are leaders in the faith. And I want to encourage everybody out there right now, if you're watching today's broadcast, head on over there to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com. And if you use promo code His Glory, you get a discount off of your tickets, and you have a chance to win a backstage pass to meet Eric Trump, to meet Mel K, to meet yourself there, Dave. Michael Levine, the PR consultant for Nike, for Prince, for Pizza Hut. He's going to be there. Amanda Grace will be in the house. Pastor Phil Hotzenpiller, Dr. Stella Emanuel, Dave and Stacy White, and Julie Green. Dave, it's going to be a blasty blast, but I think we got to look at that testimonial again almost, Dave, and say, why is it that man was in business for 20 years and his business was always stuck? Is it what changed? And Dave, I think there's somebody watching this show right now that needs to grab hold of some hope and say, you know what? I can become the next success story, Dave. I think there's somebody out there watching this right now. They have to believe that they can turn their God-given vision for their life into reality.
Amen. He's a great testimony to that, literally. The key thing I saw from that is Rumble. He searched you out on Rumble. So that's the sign that you want to get better, is when you're seeking to try to find and make yourself better. And he came to you, and look what his business has done. 4 employees to 10 employees. What a testimony.
Now, Dave, I want to walk the listeners through a principle that I know that you have lived and you live. The Bible tells us, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. The Bible tells us, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. Proverbs 13:20. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. What am I saying? We become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So going back to your high school football career, Dave, you were a starting quarterback, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So let's talk about the throwing motion for a second. I wasn't ever a gifted football player. Walk us through the mechanics of how one should throw a football.
Well, it's all about footwork. It starts with a foot, even though you're throwing with your arm. So you got to have your footwork in proper position, and you got to have the follow through. All the mechanics have to be meticulous. So there's many, many steps, but the first is footwork. If you don't have your footwork right, you're not going to be able to throw the ball straight.
So if you were sitting down with a high school quarterback that maybe needed to work on his accuracy, maybe there's a sophomore watching today's show, and he's struggling with accuracy. He's athletic. He's got different intangible skill sets. He's a good leader. He's an athletic guy, but he's just not super accurate. You would focus on the footwork. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep, footwork, and that's where your power comes from, too. Your power doesn't really come from your arms. It comes from your legs and your hips and getting into it.
And not a theologian necessarily, but a guy who was great at basketball coaching. John Wooden. Okay, John Wooden. This is the legendary basketball coach who took his team to win 10 out of 12 NCAA championships. Think about that. In 12 years, 10 championships. Wow. UCLA, John Wooden. Think about that, folks. John Wooden, championships, UCLA. Think about that. 10 out of 12. He likes to talk about this idea that you don't practice until you get it right. You practice until perfect. Yep. So all the listeners out there, we're going to dive in right now. We're going to teach you the secrets, okay, on today's show of how we grew this business, okay? So I'm going to give you a free business coaching session for everybody watching right now, okay? So first thing, Dave, I look at his website and I go, okay, I right-click and I view the source code. Dave, you said the footwork is what you're looking for. I'm right-clicking on the homepage. I'm viewing the source code. I bet you 1 out of 1,000 people does that. And I looked at his site and I go, well, your title tags are wrong. And he's like, title tag? What's a title tag? I go, that's the line 33 on your code, your HTML code. He's like, what else is wrong? I said, well, your description's wrong. He said, how's that wrong? I said, well, that's line 34. And as we're going through this, Dave, he says, wow, you actually know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, and you also, and again, you're seeing the results of it now, but this is not how the website looked. By the way, this is Jay. This is his wonderful family, his wife right here. I go, you don't have an About Us video on your homepage. He says, what's an About Us video? Well, it's like a commercial. You don't have one on your homepage. He said, well, what else am I missing? I said, you don't have the reviews. Consumers want to read the reviews. He said, what else do I not have? I said, you don't have a monthly maintenance program. He says, well, and we're going through, and Dave, there's a 52-page plan we're guiding him through. And I just told him, I said, listen, I tell all my clients, every week, let's just focus on implementing 2% of the system. 2% of the system. And behind the scenes, I'll be very vague about this, but Dave, at His Glory, you're always working behind the scenes to take His glory to the next level, to reach more people with the gospel. And so you and I were talking offline, and you're working on some incredible new programming for the His Glory Nation. So somebody, you say, I like His Glory. Oh, I like that. So you're watching right now. You say, I love Julie Green. I like the War Report. I like that. Oh, yeah. Some of you are going, is there more? Oh, yes, there's more. But Dave, behind the scenes, you're diligently working with your great team there at His Glory to provide the best content, and every week you're thinking, how can we reach more people with the gospel? Dave, I think people only see what's on the screen, but why is it important that we diligently behind the scenes are just trying to make His glory 2% better every week?
It's key. What you do behind the scenes, the planning, the structure, the follow-up, the review, the inspection, that's about 95% of things that need to be done before you see it on screen. So what you do behind to get prepared is the key.
Folks, if you're watching today's show, go to thrivetimeshow.com, and request tickets for the Anaheim, California event featuring Eric Trump, December 4th and 5th, thrivetimeshow.com.
Parasites are real. I can prove parasites are real. I know they're out in the world today. That's why I recommend Purge Advanced Parasite Cleanse.
Purge, crafted with an all-natural blend of 19 powerful ingredients, designed to target and eliminate every type of parasite inside the human body. Join thousands of users who've already transformed their health. Order now at www.purgestore.com/hisglory and use code HISGLORY for 10% off discount.
Your money is vanishing faster than ever before, and no one is coming to save it. But you can protect your savings starting right now, completely tax and penalty free. Goldco has helped protect billions in retirement savings with real gold and silver. At His Glory, we trust them, and today we want to send you a free gold and silver protection kit. Act now and you'll receive up to 10% in free silver. And if you have $25,000 or more in an IRA savings, Goldco will also send you a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Supplies are limited. Scan the QR code or click the link to get your free kit today. Goldco will protect what God has entrusted to you. Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. If you're one of the millions of dog owners, you're likely aware that maintaining a healthy dog can be complicated. According to Dr. Marty Goldstein, there is one potentially dangerous substance that you should stop feeding your dog immediately. If your dog has been feeling tired or not having the energy it used to, this one compound could be the reason. Many dog manufacturers have this substance in their dog foods. After years of research, Dr. Marty has decided to release an information donation video to the public, free and uninterrupted, showcasing exactly which foods you should stop feeding your dog, which you can find out right now by going to hisglorypet.com or clicking the link in the description box below. That's hisglorypet.com. Just by making this one simple change, he was able to support a dog's overall health. Go find that video now at hisglorypet.com or click on the link below this video to find out right now. You won't believe how simple it is. The His Glory Ranch Fall Festival is almost here. Join Pastor Dave Scarlett, Julie Green, Dr. Manny Johnson, Nathan French, Donna Rigney, and more for a powerful day of worship and teaching and ministry. General admission to ensure heightened security measures for all attendees. General admission requires a minimum donation of $1 to capture and validate all registrations. VIP tickets include private lunch, photo opportunities, priority seating, and exclusive chance to connect more personally with the speakers during this powerful day. Reserve your tickets today at hisgloryranch.com. Don't wait. VIP seats are limited and will go fast. Billion Soul donation. Become a Billion Soul partner by giving $30 or more monthly and support our mission to reach 1 billion souls for Christ. And a thank you, you'll get receive a copy of my book, All for His Glory, and also enter to a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip to either the Footprints of Paul, which is our trip to Greece next year, or our trip back to Israel. So we're going to be having two big trips next year, taking a group back to Israel, and the first time ever, the Apostle Paul footprints in Greece. It's going to be a magnificent trip. And we are back with Kingdom Business Builders and Clay Clark, your coach.
All right. So again, celebrating Jay Poole, this client success story. I'm trying to encourage everybody out there. If you're watching today's show and you have a business, I do a 13-point assessment with everybody out there. So Dave, anybody who's listening to today's show, if you want to start or grow a successful company, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You can schedule a free 13-point assessment. And for sake of time, I'm going to get into the five of the 13 areas. So with Jay's business, I'm talking to him and I said, Dave, let's look at the marketing. What do you do to currently get in front of your ideal and likely buyers? And we really drilled into the website, the branding, the online presence, and we found there's quite a bit of room for improvement there. And there's a lot of specific step-by-step, not guesswork, proven things that we could do to generate more online leads. That's the online marketing. Now, after marketing, there's this thing called branding. And people might confuse the two. They might be connected. But branding is just when people see your van pull up, does it inspire confidence? When people see your business card, does it inspire confidence? The branding, the auto wraps, the business cards, how highly would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? If 10 is great and 1 is terrible, how would you rate your branding? If 10 is great, if 1 is terrible, how would you rate your marketing? Now, step 3 here, Dave, it's sales. Now, this is the challenge with a ministry. Dave, I've worked with Oral Roberts University. I've done work with Kim Clement's ministries. I've worked with a lot of ministries, a lot of churches. And the challenge with churches is it's not all about the money. It's not about the money. That's not why there's ministries. And even with an HVAC company, in the case of Jay Poole, he's not all about the money. I know it's a heating and ventilation company, but he perceives himself or views himself as a man on a mission to help you improve the quality of your home experience, and he wants to share the gospel. But at the same time, you gotta bring in money. You have to make sure, okay, how much is coming in versus how much is going out. And Dave, every time I sit down with a Christian business owner, I mean this almost 100% of the time, I'd say 99.99% of the time, when I sit down and I talk to a Christian business owner about sales, they tend to say, Clay, it's not about the money. I didn't get into HVAC because of the money. And I'm like, well, good, because you're not making any. They go, I didn't get into ministry for the money. I go, that's good, because you're not bringing in any money. They go, I didn't get into the gold, the precious metal space because of the money. I said, well, that's good, because you're not making any. I didn't become a doctor to make money. I said, that's good, because you're not making any. They said, I didn't become an author to make money. I said, that's good, because you're not making money. I view money, Dave, as a certificate of appreciation. In a shalom economy, I view money as a certificate of appreciation. Dave, what do you say to somebody out there who's watching this? They're ministry, doctor, lawyer, home builder, whatever, and they say, I didn't get into it for the money, and they don't have any money. Why is there such a phobia there with business owners when it comes down to talking about money?
That's a good question. They need to get over that. It's hard to ask for it. And, we had the stigma in the church that we don't ask or tithe. And I think that might be part of it. But you got to take action for, it's even though it's not a part of the money, it's a way to keep score. I had my first boss who owned MC Sporting Goods. He said, Dave, I was like 21 years old. And he said, it's not about the money. It's just a way for me to keep score. And I'll never forget that.
It's powerful. It's powerful. Now, in box number 4, folks, what Dave just said is powerful. You should pause it, rewind it, watch it twice. That's powerful. Box number 4, again, I go through all 13 points. I'm just trying to help somebody go through 4. It comes down to your team. Box number 4, your team.
Yep.
You can't make your dream work if your team doesn't work. Let me just give an example. One of my kids is a freak athlete. I mean, just a ridiculous athlete. Angelina can flip. She does all these cartwheels. She's into cheerleading. She's like Jackie Chan, but she's like 5'10". It's like this 5'10" ninja cheerleader thing. I don't even know what's happening. She's tall, but she can flip and do all these crazy stunts. And, this just in, I can't. So if you were building a cheerleading squad, you would want somebody who could pull off those stunts, those movements, those actions, because that's how they keep score. Another example, Dave, in your high school career, you could really throw the ball from point A to B with great accuracy. You were recruited by top colleges to play because you were very good at football, the leadership, the intangibles, the quarterback, the throwing the ball. And it's not mean to say that, Dave, you probably should not have been the leader of the rowing team at that point when you were dominating football. It's not mean to say that I shouldn't be on the cheerleading squad. It's not mean. Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I worked with Shaw Homes to help them grow from $14 million to $151 million of sales. ShawHomes.com. Think about that, folks. From $14 million to $151 million. And by the way, Jay Poole in this video, he'd been stuck for 20 years at the level he was at. Shaw Homes had been stuck for 30 years where they were at. And with Shaw Homes, they have great people that frame the houses. They're the ones who build the foundation and the frame, and they pour the footings. And there's a lot of people that do a lot of work that's not glamorous. You got to frame the house, put in the footings, pour the concrete, do the driveway. It's not glamorous. But think about it for a second. Would you let just anybody pour the footings for your new home? Somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? No. Would you let just any rando fan throw the football during the NFL game? No. Would you let somebody out there who's a dedicated cheer dad just begin cheering in the routine because he's passionate? No. So in your business, why is it that we are always just hiring who's available with no standard at all? What is that? Why do we? So let me give an example. In the Bible, this might seem like an extreme example, but here we go. Jesus said, hey, guys, I need you to stop selling stuff in the temple. I need you to, the money changers, we're not going to have the money changers. You're not going to turn my temple into a den of vipers. I'm paraphrasing this story. And the money changers are going, no, we like to sell stuff in the temple. That's a good place because people are at the temple. We can sell stuff there. And so Jesus is going, hey, listen, I'm serious. Stop turning my temple into a den of vipers. And they're going, no, we like it. This is a good place. It's a good area, good weather, good traffic, good visibility. We like it here. So Jesus, eventually, he made a whip. People forget this part. Table flipping Jesus made a whip. Think about it. Table flipping Jesus, our Lord and Savior, the Son of God, made a whip. That's kind of extreme. Try that in your office, folks. He made a whip, and he began chasing people out of the temple, and he flipped over the tables of the money changers, and he's like, get out of here. He cast them out. Okay, Jesus, that was pretty intense. Another example, somebody in the Bible, they said, Jesus, I want to follow you. I want to follow you. That's who I want. I want to follow you. You're the man. You're the Son of God. I want to follow you. And Jesus said, well, let's go. And the man says, well, now's not a convenient time. I'm grieving. There's a funeral that just occurred. And Jesus says, let the dead bury their dead, AKA skip the funeral homes and follow me. Think about that. Jesus is going, hey, friend, good buddy, skip the funeral, follow me. And I think we all are at a place in our life, somehow, if you're a business owner, that you have surrounded yourself with people and you think, well, now's not a good time to make that change. I've got to transition this quarter. Next quarter, though, we're going to do the thing. This week isn't good with the holidays coming up. I mean, geez, you'd hate to make a change. You'd hate to have a disgruntled, dysfunctional employee be replaced before the holidays. You'd think, I don't want to fire anybody before the holidays. I don't want to add somebody new before. So what happens is we get stuck in this pond scum energy where there's no fluid, there's no movement, there's no river of life. It's just a stagnant pond. And if you're watching this show right now, and I told the same thing to Jay, we got to rate your team on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. And if your team is not the best, you got to coach them up or coach them out. What am I saying? Coach them up or coach them out. They got to get better or get out of here. Okay? That has to happen for everybody out there. But again, if you're looking for somebody who took action, Jesus took action. And area number 5 I want to get into on today's show. Area number 5. You have to know where you're going. I mean, you just have to know your vision. You just have to know. I can't tell you how many times, Dave, I get pitched. Somebody will call me and say, just even yesterday, a wonderful man called me and he said, I really want you to help me grow my business. And he's selling hallucinogenic, mind-altering drugs, and he has a faux business called a medical clinic. And what he sells is mind-altering drugs. It's a faux business. It's a fake business, in my opinion. But it's a medical clinic where anybody who comes in there, he's just pushing a pill for every ill, mind-altering drugs. And I had to say, I appreciate you. We disagree fundamentally. I'm not going to help you. You say, why? Because I only want to work with kingdom-building businesses. That's why we talk about this every week here. So if you're watching this show right now, Dave, and you want to check up from the neck up, I've got 3 calls to action for you in the final 60 seconds. 1, find a way to get to the December 4th and 5th interactive, 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop featuring Eric Trump. This is the son of President Donald J. Trump, the world's best-selling author right now, the man who runs the Trump Organization, yourself, Dave Scarlett, Mel K, Michael Levine, Amanda Grace, Julie Green. Find a way to get there December 4th and 5th. December 4th and 5th. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Use promo code His Glory for a chance to get a backstage pass. You can win a backstage pass. Also, you get a discount off of tickets. 2, schedule a 13-point assessment. I'd love to talk to you about your business and where you're stuck. And we have a very interactive business workshop, a business growth coaching format I've been doing for over 20 years. And you can learn more about that at thrivetimeshow.com. And then finally, I would encourage you to subscribe to His Glory. On average, less than 15% of people subscribe to their favorite podcast. So I encourage everybody out there, click the subscribe button, click the like button, and share the show in the air everywhere. Dave, I appreciate you allowing me being here, and we're counting down to the end here. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now, I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. and you start your classes at 5 in the morning. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is the creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed, and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group, I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
My name is Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to like 100% growth. Like we're like a full functioning company. It's great. Like we're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls, we've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting like a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant like cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that $1 clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay, and let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business, or was that something that you were maybe excited about, or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa,